Our guests today are Deepa, Jacob, and Jaison Joes.
Both are active members of NEMA. So we started covering NEMA events. We have a couple of major events which NEMA conducts.
Normally I don't see the event as it is happening. I normally see it when I go back and download the photos and see.
And I couldn't lift it. So what is there in that backpack and why you carry such heavy stuff?
What is in Jason's bag?
What is there in your backpack? Yeah.
Usually when we go for an event, I come back with 1,000 photos. Jason will come back with 6,000 photos.
Welcome to Indian News. Our guests today are Deepa, Jacob, and Jaison Joes. They are co-founders of Cocoon Media. Last year, they chronicled Newland Choice Awards galas in pictures. This year, they are going to do the same thing. And what a wonderful and masterpiece work they did last year. So we brought them on board this year. Today we are going to talk to them about how they are planning to cover NECA Awards this year, and also to get into their head and mindset that when they are filming and when they are photographing, how they plan and what goes through their mind. So Deepa, welcome to our studio. Jaison, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And so we are really looking forward to talking to you about the upcoming award event as well as journey, and want to know about you.
Yeah.
So I want to start first with Deepa, with you. I have been a big fan of your photography. Your pictures tell a story. They are very colorful. And there is always something very unusual in your pictures. So my first question to you is, how do you capture those moments? And I know it is a tough question, but it's still something must be going on in your mind. How you do that?
I know it's a tough question because I myself don't know how this is happening. But again, when you go for a shoot, you have some idea of what exactly you want to shoot. So I have actually a bunch of models whom I work with, but I love certain type of faces to photograph. That necessarily does not mean the most beautiful face. Some faces naturally tell some story. They have a quality to light up the camera. So I'm fortunate to have some of my good friends with that kind of face or that kind of a style. So that is one thing I got blessed with, having those faces around me. And of course, the inspiration is from many sources, like something you watched outside or something you watched in a photo or a movie or in a painting. Anything can be create a spark, right?
Sure. Now, listen, as I have watched her pictures, I have seen you in action at many events. And one thing has really impressed me is the energy which you have when you are shooting, taking the pictures or you taking the video. The movement you have, the way you run from one place to another place in seconds. How does that happen? How you're able to run, how you're able to manage your cameras and capture the essence.
Yeah, I don't know. I take it as a compliment at the same time.
Absolutely.
I am a bit concerned too. Like if I am disturbing everybody else.
No, I think because your movement is so fast that it doesn't disturb at all.
You're putting up a show of your own taste.
Yes.
When I am at an event, if I am covering, normally I don't see the event as it is happening. I normally see it when I go back and download the photos and see. And at the same, when it is happening, I want to capture the spirit of it from different perspective, some wide angle or this angle or from the other side. So I want to capture as much as possible so that when somebody who missed the event come back and see, they get the whole experience rather than one point of view or thing. So again, especially when I work with Deepa, we have a good rapport. I really know that what kind of photo she's taking. So I try to complement the things that support to whatever she.
I have to add one last point to the last thing he said. Usually when we go for an event, I come back with 1,000 photos. Jaison will come back with 6,000 photos.
Yeah, okay. So,
yeah.
So let's talk about both of you meeting together and founding the Cocoon Media.
Yeah, we both are active members of NEMA. So we started covering NEMA events. Like we have a couple of major events which NEMA contains.
Yeah, we are of course.
Yeah, so we started doing that, and then during the COVID season, everything was virtual, right? So it was NEMA's request to create some music videos for some of their virtual events. That's when we actually, met and worked together in a.
I would say we have been working together beforehand, so we have been covering events and stuff like that. But we mostly did not have like a common platform that we went after. We were either working as Deepa photography, or we were working as Days Photos based on what is happening. So with this even then when we started creating more videos, and then we thought, okay, it's really good for us to have a platform that we.
So when did we start the Kokun Media?
When was it? 2020, during the COVID time. That was officially.
So now I know that both of you have been also working with the Juju Productions with Anuradha's show on TV Asia.
प्यार करने वाले प्यार करते हैं शान से, जीते हैं शान से, मरते हैं शान से. So do tune in Mondays 8 p.m. to watch another episode of Jukebox with Juju, where we play great music and have interesting conversations.
In addition to that and regular events, what other type of events you have covered?
So our passion was more towards, doing something creative, like filmmaking, telling a story, or helping people tell their stories. So these were our passions. So it was kind of a deliberate decision to focus more on these kind of things.
I did see that you have got your film camera now.
Yeah.
And so it must lot of moving on in your mind. So tell that story, Jaison, that how making film came to your mind.
So like she was mentioning, we have been doing music videos or storytelling more often, and we figure out that's something we enjoy. There's this creative part of it coming, right? She comes up with brilliant ideas, then I have to work on visualizing them.
It's not, he's being humble, it's not entirely mine.
Okay,
he
good.
has an equal contribution.
Yeah. So we were, at some point we felt like we are limiting ourselves with the equipment we have. So we thought we should put together a bit more investment on a better camera, bring up more potential to our visuals, or maybe have to go to the next level. Again, we are trying to figure out, we are working on it.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
So the other question for Jaison is today when you guys were coming and bringing all these equipments, I had a privilege to, or honor I should say, to pick up your backpack, and I couldn't lift it. So what is there in that backpack, and why you carry such heavy stuff?
What is in Jaison's bag?
Yeah, what is there in your backpack?
There is no secret in there. It's, I think the heavy portion of it is organized. We have quite a bit of lens inventory that we have, and based on how we are setting up, I may have the idea, okay, this is a lens it has to go through, or this is a lens it has to have. So normally I carry my lens pack. So lens, because it's being glass, is being that's the heavy portion of it.
Okay.
So it has the backpack you were talking about. It has three small cameras, but it's not the heavy thing. It is the lens.
The lens.
Yeah.
So now my question to you is, first thing, good luck for moving into the filmmaking direction. Have you made any short films or anything so far, or we're just exploring, heading in that direction?
We did one short film. We named it Boston Angel because it was kind of a tribute to Boston, and it was initially a music video. It was a song and then a story surrounding the song. So I would say we have warmed up to the idea.
Okay, excellent. That's really to found the passion is great.
എന്തായിരുന്നു രണ്ടുപേരും കൂടി ഒരു കിന്നാരം?
അതെ, ഇവൻ ഇന്നലെ ഏതോ മാലാഖയെ കണ്ടുമുട്ടിയിരുന്നു. Can you stop for a minute?
And Jaison, I was talking to you off the camera, and you mentioned that you really got inspired by your father, who was also made some documentaries and played with camera and all. So tell us about that how that shaped your vision.
Sure. So my dad, he is as a profession, he did not really want to build a career, but he was a social activist. So whenever he see a social cause, he sprang into action. He was afraid to move people and get into work. And also when he sees some social injustice, he always documented many of the things with camera. He more like I would say photojournalism. Then eventually it evolved into he making a national award winning documentaries.
We have the national award at home.
Oh, excellent.
Right, we have one of the Rajat Kawan.
So now, did you play with his cameras?
Yeah, so that's where I was coming to. So growing up, I have been seeing this camera. I have seen his passion for it.
Now, do you let your kids play with your camera?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
So I bought them cameras too. So like my dad did for me, and tried to see. He said, "Okay, work with the frame," and then I worked my way up. Then I got film SLRs that he let me use.
So now, Deepa, you're a software engineer.
Yeah.
And what got you in your head to get this the photography?
Yeah, I wish I had a nice story like Jaison, but I think I have an accident.
Yeah, every person has a nice story.
Yeah, my story, it was just pure accident. So I was like involved in all sorts of art and some kind of a creative process throughout the life, whether it's dance or drama or writing or something. So at some point of time, once you become a mother and then you have a job, you have absolutely no time to pursue anything beyond that. And then we started a dance team. So we have a dance team going on. And then I started getting a bit more creative in that direction. And then the photography happened an accident when my kids were born. Usually it's the dad of the house who is in charge of the camera and taking pictures of the So unfortunately, the dad in my house was not interested. Somebody had to pick up a camera just to document the kids. So I started taking pictures of them, and that's the time the social media and all came up. So people started asking, Deepa, where did you get these pictures done? So that's when I realized, maybe I should focus a bit more. And then I got a good camera, and then it became an obsession. So there is a saying that photographers are handicapped painters. Like people who want to paint in beautiful colors, but they cannot paint, the camera is there. So that's how I found it. Like I can create images I want without having the innate talent to actually put the colors on a paper. So, and then I haven't stopped.
So if you guys can talk a little bit more about the Cocoon Media, what is your vision, what do you plan to do with that business?
Yeah, so as we said, right now we are mostly music videos we are doing a lot. And then we are deeply involved with Juju Productions. So we are doing her music, we are providing visuals for her music, and also her recurring TV show, which is happening in TV Asia. We are also in charge of those.
अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म, ये मंजिलें हैं कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम, अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म, ये मंजिलें है कौन सी, न वो समझ सके न हम.
That is one thing we are doing. So we want to get more involved with more corporate business, maybe some creative advertisements. We have few in the pipeline already. So that is the direction we are planning to go, and obviously do a bit more of filmmaking, short films and documentary. As you say, that are, like Jason's dad, what he said. We all have certain passionate stories within, right, that we want to show to the world. So that direction, and that's what I am saying.
Jaison, what is your take on the Cocoon Media? How you envision?
So we started Cocoon Media. Beyond the commercial aspect of it, we were more finding it as a platform for us to express ourselves. So that was a platform for me to create good visuals. It was a platform for Deepa to bring her stories out. My vision for Cocoon Media is we are expanding now, that more than what we think are our stories. We have, like Deepa said, we have other artists like Juju or Sudha or other people around this area who has their own talents, and where we can complement that with visuals or the unique talents that we are bringing. So we are looking to expand, work with more artists around.
And when we talk to people in our community, there are a lot of people they want to tell something, but they are actually looking for someone to help them. So we are kind of offering that part which they are missing.
मुझे संग भर जोरी, कान्हा करत मुझे संग भर जोरी, कान्हा करत मुझे संग भर जोरी, हाय दैया.
So we are fortunate to surround ourselves with a large pool of talents around. There are other photographers, videographers, or technicians that we get to work with too. So we are eventually be able to provide a platform and work together with some of the other people or other artists from this area, whether to work with us or as assistant photographers or help us on some of the productions. So we are seeing that we are just growing into a group of just more than us being Cocoon Media. We are going to be a group of people that we can, whether it is editors, colorists, where we can pool together our talents and offer to a client or somebody who's looking for.
So now you are also involved in editing, or you just?
We used to do everything by ourselves, but then as we start getting more workload. We have kind of an offshore editing team now. So we have a dedicated couple of editors. We have colorists. So we have kind of a full house editing. We're still in the process of adding more people.
How you are getting the word out about? I know that the Juju production is one that found out. We have the Nick Academy Class Awards as well.
Yeah.
And so what are other plans are where you want to?
So honestly, like its work is actually, that's what we are creating. Is ultimately that for ourselves.
Yes.
So it's mostly flowing from word of mouth within
Correct.
our
Mostly
community
as
so far.
references, I should say.
It's like 90% of it is reference so far, and so that's why we haven't invested too much in promoting. But there should.
But I think the word is getting out.
Yes,
because
definitely.
the word is already out that
Yes.
you guys are doing.
No, that's like we are really fortunate to have that people coming to us with ideas, and we could work with our. It's like our work is out there. People like you talk good about us.
Sure.
Then there's somebody else who never saw that before. Get exposed to some of our works.
Cold bones. Yeah, that's my love. She hides away like a ghost. Ooh, does she know that we bleed the same? Ooh, don't wanna cry, but I'll break that way.
My last question to you is, if you get another chance in life today, that, okay, this is a boon I'm going to give you and whatever, what that one thing will be, what you will wish for?
One boon.
Yes.
So probably a bit more money so we can start making films a little early.
What about you?
Surprisingly, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking what is constraining us from what we want to do. I think money has a big factor on it. We are limited with our resources, so we are to fulfill our responsibilities. Then you fulfill our passions. So if we had an option to do both, then
Yeah, I think money does make a big difference.
Big difference,
It makes
of course.
life easy. And
Yeah, I mean, people kind of, it's
yeah.
not romantic to talk too much about money. But of
I
course,
think it's very romantic to talk about money. Yes.
But you need to have health. You need to have money. Otherwise, you won't pursue your passion if you're not healthy.
Yeah, true. No, that's why, to a certain extent, actually, I am unlike many people. I think that for certain things, money is very fundamental. It is as important as you have food and breathe, because it makes life so easy.
Right.
And many times people feel very ashamed or uncomfortable talking about money. But I think it's very important to talk about money and focus on money.
Yeah.
Because it changes your life.
Yeah, I mean, once you have money, I think what you earn is more than, spending on luxury. It's the freedom, right?
Yeah,
You
the
have
freedom. Yeah, exactly.
You have the freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
And not do what you don't want to do.
Yeah,
that's
and
the
at least the basic things that whatever you want to do, that you don't have to think about that. I want to make a film. Okay, I have enough money. I'm just going to make a film. I want to go to travel around the world. Don't have to think. So if that part is covered, and that's where the money plays a very important role, because it gives that freedom. And freedom is life. That's what it is. We are all doing everything for freedom.
That's true.
So on that note, thank you both of you for coming to our studio.
Yeah.
And really looking forward to seeing you again and you guys work in action at the New Networks Awards again.
Yeah, we are also looking
forward
forward,
to
and
it.
thank you so much, Uvendraji, for this.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Perfect.